Hey, this is Lisa. I wanted to invite you to be part of a study with me. We are all in process. All believers are along some kind of journey with God, whether you're moving forward fast in your faith and making leaps and bounds, or even if you're just a beginner and you are taking baby steps in your faith. One way or another, you are moving and having a journey with God. I would like to invite myself on the journey with you. The material that I have that I would provide, everything you need, is from a book called You Are Loved, Live the Love Song. I'm offering it free online. It would be the full book content that you could read or even download, however you want to do this, but everything is going to be provided for you. Weekly, there will be videos that you can watch. They'll be similar to this. I'll cover the content of the book and I'll offer an assignment for you, and then you'll do that. Hopefully, you'll go form some small groups. That's what I'm doing. I have a group that we meet to discuss. We're all reading, and then we meet and discuss. So you can do that through the Zoom technology, even do it over the phone, or have friends over. However you would like to do it, everything is going to be made available and made easy for you. So anyway, I would like to give you a little information of where the book came from, just so you can understand my thought process and why I see this as such a big deal. So a couple of years ago, I was leaving my quiet time, and just as I stood, I heard the three words, "You are loved." It was choppy like that and emphatic, and they stopped me in my tracks. I knew it was God. I wasn't thinking anything else other than, some of the things I had to do for my day. So I sat back down and I smiled a little and I said, "Well, you are loved." And I waited a minute and nothing else happened. Nothing more was said. So I stood to go again. And then I stopped again in my tracks. And I sat down and I thought, I can't just walk away from a word that intimate without putting a little more thought into it. So I asked myself, what will my day look like if I go and live it loved? During that time, it was a busy season, and I was doing a lot of revisions, and so I just a few general statements like, "Well, I know you'll be with me, and I know you'll help me," and throughout the day, I would think similar thoughts. So by the end of the day, I was sitting with my husband. We were about to watch a television show, and I guess it wasn't on yet. And I was sitting, looking through my phone, just scanning. Well, on the TV, I heard a familiar tune playing. It was just the music and not the words. So I looked up, and it was a commercial. And I thought, well, it's something I've seen this commercial before. That's why the music is familiar. And I looked back down. I don't know what caused me to look up at just the right moment, but it said, as soon as I looked at the screen, it said, "You are loved." And not in words, but just a caption over it. But it was ADT. It was a commercial for a security company. But it hit me. The reason that the song was so familiar, it's a song by Stars Go Dim called "You Are Loved." The song was super familiar to me because I had used it at two separate events. Wonderfully enough, the events were both called the Jesus Loves Me conference. So that was the song. So a secular company had used a Christian song for just their background music. So, but what are the chances? It was the first time I had ever seen the commercial. What are the chances that morning God said to me, "You are loved," and then he put it on a commercial? Come on, that's planning on his part. It's like bookends to my day. He began and ended my day with those three words. Of course, I looked at my husband and I explained what happened, and he just, guys, he just looked at me like, okay. It was huge. I knew it was huge. And that night started me on a journey knowing I wanted to put this in writing. I didn't know what to do with it. I began writing notes. And I will say, over the next, year and a half, everything I did, I was filtering through this idea of living my life loved and what that would look like. So there was a point in time when I was so frustrated and I couldn't make progress. I couldn't move forward. I didn't know how to do things and how to formulate all these ideas and put it together in book form. So I received this email. It was an email devotion that I got daily. And it was one of my favorite verses. We all have verses that follow us throughout our life, but this is actually from the WEB translation. This is not something I would normally read, but that's what it was, so that's what I'll read from. Yahweh your God is in the midst of you, a mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with joy. He will calm you in his love. He will rejoice over you with singing. That's Zephaniah 3:17. Sorry, that was my phone. I'm going to let it roll. Anywho, so that was a big verse for me. The reason it meant so much is because where it says that he is in your midst. For me, it was significant to prove to me that, look, I'm in this. I gave you that original word, that you are loved. I want you to share that. I'm in the midst of this. Even when you can't see what's supposed to be happening, you're still right on track. You're not off the rails. I will give you what you need when you need it. And so he's proven that all along. And I say that to say this, that he's not just in my midst. He's in your midst. Your life has its own kind of craziness going on. He's in the midst of that. And I want to remind you of that throughout the chapters of this book, that you're not alone and that you are so much more loved than you even know. When you know you're loved, you do live life differently. You live it with boldness. You live it with a type of passion that is evident in your relationships. So when I had an email come in and I got a little thrown off track, I didn't finish a major thought of the Zephaniah verse. He will rejoice over you with singing. That idea, that is what became the tagline of the book. It's you are loved, live the love song. Everything in this book I'm equating to God singing a love song over your life, and how we dance. Our faith walk is the dance we do to his love for us. So I did want to just pop that in here. So get back to your normally scheduled programming. Thanks. So I want to help you in this journey, if you will allow me the privilege. I think I'll have the ability to attach the trailer onto the end of this video. I'll do that. You can see the trailer for the book and just see if it's something you might be interested in. Once again, I'll provide everything you need, and I'm going to encourage you, do what I'm doing. I have a small group and we meet through the Zoom technology. And this is the content we're using, and it allows us to break into smaller groups to where people can discuss what they've read. You can do this so easily. Even if it's not virtual, you could do it over the phone, where you and 2 or 3 friends could meet together, just maybe have a conference call, or if you can meet for coffee where you're at, during these crazy times where some locations are closed. I just encourage you to get together and be with other believers. And here's something, that this is a few years later. This just happened when I started what we're calling the gatherings. I'm doing this with friends. I'm encouraging others to do this. But when I got the idea to meet through this Zoom technology, I kind of drug my feet. I didn't know if I wanted to do it. I'm not huge in technology. It's not that I was against it, but I think I had gotten a little bit aimless myself. We're all isolated right now. As I'm recording this, I don't know when you'll see it, but as I'm recording this, we're all still on lockdown here and there, or if not, you're in places where you're wearing masks. So it's perilous times, and I had gotten a little aimless myself because I had been disconnected from the body. I needed to gather together. Well, the verse that just absolutely solidified my call to do this was where Jesus says in Matthew 18:20, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am in their midst. And here's the cool thing. Just the other day, I connected that verse with the verse that I just told you about God being in our midst. So he's not only in a collective midst of people with 2 or 3 gathering together, but he's in an individual in your midst. But you need both. You need private time with him. You also need to gather with other believers. So I strongly encourage, let's do it together for sure, you and me, and then also invite friends in. So, okay, I think what we're going to do is I'll attach the trailer. I'll let you look at that. And then I'm going to have next, it'll be the first 2 chapters. I'll cover some content there and give you an assignment, but I really encourage you to do this. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to contact me at lisa@lisaheatonbooks.com. I'll have that caption here. Everything in the description. I'll give you what you need, how to get to the web content. So anyway, I hope to be part of this, and I really hope, even if you just watch the video and download the material, get in touch with me and let me know if you in a group, if you're doing this. I want to know. I want to be able to pray for you, to know that other people are are, I guess, doing this journey with me, even though we're kind of doing it from far away from one another. So thanks for stopping by. And again, if you have any questions, just give me a shout, and I'll reply as quickly as I can. Thanks, and have a good day. You are loved and destined to live out this life knowing God's love in such a penetrating way that it changes you from the inside out. So what hinders you? What keeps you from feeling loved? I know for me the greatest obstacle was doubt. The enemy made me question God's love for me and had me believe that human love was what I needed. Empty arms reach for the things of this world by default when they're not embracing Jesus. Just like from the beginning, the serpent is still deceiving and we're still eating. He may have convinced you that God's not there or that His love just isn't enough. Most women spend their lives looking for fulfilling love through relationships when all that makes us full is there, waiting for us in our relationship with Jesus. Question is, will you come away with Him? Set aside time to get to know His love for you. The Bible says He will quiet you with His love. He will rejoice over you with singing. If God's love is a song over your life, then how do you live the love song? When you know you're loved, when you know it in the deepest down part of who you are, you live out this life with boldness and faith-filled passion. Life takes on a new rhythm. The transformed you can only dance along. Do you know love like that? True love isn't a feeling, it's an experience. Love is action. Love is listening. Love is there for you and cares for you. Love is 1,000 little things. You need to be loved in 1,000 little ways. God does just that. He's there in your day-to-day, minute-by-minute life. Do you watch for Him? Are you willing to pursue the one who's pursuing you? He's waiting. To get your copy of You Are Loved, Live the Love Song, visit YouAreLovedBook.com or Amazon. I hope you'll join me on this journey.